phone off.
All right. Hi, everybody. Alberto Contreras here, marketing manager from Latino Tax Pro. And today we have another special guest for you. We have Jake Mellor from Strategic Tax Solutions. How you doing, Jake?
Hey, doing pretty good. It's good to be here, Alberto. Thank you for having me.
Perfect. Thanks for taking time and being here with us. Before we get into it, you want to let people know where you're from, kind of what you do, a little quick introduction?
Hey, no problem. I have a series of professional service businesses, tax and accounting being one of those. I also am a consultant. And so I step in and I help other professionals take their clients to the next level, so to speak. I live in Utah. I actually live in a small rural town, so working remotely has been an ongoing thing for me for the last couple of years. I've been working with clients all over the United States, Puerto Rico, and other territories.
Oh, wow. And a little town in Utah.
It's a little town
rural.
called Price. We call it Paradise Price because it's out of the way. 30 minutes. I have mountains, lakes, deserts. I have the great outdoors. People from all over the world travel to Utah to see, or at least they used to travel to Utah to see the great outdoors.
They'll probably go back after all this blows over. You have a special link, right, that you thought would be helpful for everybody watching?
Hey, just a little housekeeping, so to speak. Love, if you think you have coronavirus, or if you think you'd like to know what the symptoms are, a number of different medical institutions have developed apps or websites that you can go to. And there's one that I am particular to. It's Intermountain Healthcare. And I'm just going to post it here on the Latino Tax Pro Facebook page.
Yes.
That way you can go through a series of different steps and see if you have it or if somebody you know might have it. One of the first indicators is hold your breath. Hold your breath for 10 seconds. If you can hold your breath for 10 seconds, you don't have necessarily this indicator of problems with your lungs in regards to the coronavirus. But that's just one of many checks. If you cannot hold your breath for 10 seconds, then you've got an issue and you need to be checked out. But I'll go ahead and post that here to your to the Facebook website.
Well, there's some good guidelines. Yeah, because I have a few friends that are nurses, and they're saying they have lines all across the parking lot for people to get checked. And the first thing they do is they give them little tests like this because a lot of people think they have it, but they probably don't.
Right. Well, and just because they might have something, they need to take the appropriate action to get the right type of care. And the coronavirus care may be a little too extreme or a little more extreme than is needed. However, if you have coronavirus, it's something that the sooner you get help, the better it will be for you, because you could have long-lasting ramifications from getting it without getting the right care.
Perfect. Okay, I think we did all this housekeeping. Jake, are you have multiple businesses, right? Multiple office services that you offer. Are they still all operating? Are any of them not? Did you have to go remote? What's going on there?
So considering what the coronavirus is doing to our country and our nation and to small businesses specifically, and in fact, I would say that small businesses are being hit the hardest by all of this because they don't have all the resources. They don't have all the personnel. They don't have all the safeguards and backup measures, so to speak. And that's my clientele. I specialize in consulting for small businesses, and we have 2 different national insurance agencies. We've got the tax practice, the consulting business, the wealth management business. All of that is centered around the small business owner. And honestly, I've been busier than ever, Alberto. It's been crazy busy, and in a good way. And that's because I've been able to adjust to the needs of my clients, which, a lot of the services on our menu of services are kind of going on the back burner for a little bit while we help people figure out how to weather the storm. And there's a lot of things that have to be put into practice. Not all of it we do, but we know people who do, so we connect them. A lot of it has to do with technology. How does somebody work from home or work from a distance to service their same clients? A lot of people who are salespeople or self-employed entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Those high income earners, if they can't physically be in the same location as their clients anymore? How do they continue to serve them? Those are some of the things that we've figured out over the last couple of years as I've brought my services to a small rural town, and from this location, been able to serve people all over the US. Now, we've had to make additional adjustments as well. Some of my office staff, we used to work all together here in this building, and we had some remote employees as well. But those that work here in this building, now some of them work from home. And that's a little easier for them, and it's a little bit better for them. Some of my local clients who come in to make cash payments for like home and auto insurance and things like that, we are communicating with them over the phone and sending out letters of how they can make payments in other ways. We've made arrangements for them to go to the local banks and make deposits so that it can go into a trust account that we can make payments on their behalf for if they don't want to make payments direct. So there's a lot of workarounds. The worst thing that we can do right now, Alberto, is sit down and do nothing. The advice of go home and not work might be beneficial for those people who can still draw a paycheck, who still have an employer who can still pay them. But for the small business owner, that's typically not the case. It's impossible for them to survive without an ongoing revenue stream, which most of them do not have without the next deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. So Jake, do you think with everything going on, your consultation business is the one that's keeping you busy? How you were saying you're connecting people with resources. So are you more focused on helping people at this moment? Kind of helping them weather the storm, how you said?
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of that is coming down to additional services we didn't focus so heavily on before. We've been doing accounting for a long time, but now helping people get their books ready early in the year so they can qualify for this $7 billion of SBA loan, which now is turning into 300 billion. And the difference between somebody having a successful application and getting the money versus not is a lot of times just the details, and a lot of it's the accounting work.
Yeah,
fact,
I saw some quick outline. They're gonna want like the past 3 years, your income statement for the past 3 years, some tax returns, forecasted income, a lot of little details, how you were saying. And a lot of you people watching right now, you probably offer multi-services, and you have you offer insurance, tax, and all that. So listen to Jake because he was able to turn his office 100% remotely. And I know a lot of you want to do that too. Jake, what kind of tools do you have in place? Which ones have helped you the most, I guess?
So let's talk about the needs of the Latino tax community.
Yeah.
A lot of these professionals are struggling themselves, perhaps, or they have a lot of clients who are struggling. If they have that small business owner client who, of course, we're not just trying to get people in debt, we're trying to help them stay alive and weather the storm so they can come out of this and still be successful. They're going to need to adjust. We have a number of tools that in the last couple of weeks we put together, and it's ongoing as far as we update it and change it and everything else. Let me share my screen if you don't mind real fast.
Go ahead.
And some of those things that you were mentioning, let me just talk about those quickly. Let's see, there we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, there we go.
All right, so here it talks about how in a lot of different locations and places that the application process is free to try and get an SBA loan. That's true. However, there are certain expectations that they expect as far as having all your documents ordered and your accounting done and everything else. And that, of course, costs money, whether you're doing it yourself or you're paying someone else. And so here, it just kind of gives you an expectation. This comes from the SBA loan documents that, they expect you to have agents or somebody working for you if you're not doing it yourself to prepare the financial statements and tax returns in the normal course of business related to the loan application. Most people don't have this stuff come February, come March, all put together nice, neat, and pretty. As far as projections going forward, as far as estimated losses due to the coronavirus, as far as how much you're going to need. So there needs to be some additional accounting work. When I say additional, this might be something that you normally do later on in the year or mid-year, It needs to all be done today before you apply. And we've streamlined days of work into about 3 hours. And so we can help the Latino Tax Pro community with their clients. We can provide them with some of these tools and instruments. And we can go over more of this tomorrow. I just wanted to give a brief highlight overview of some of the things and how we've adjusted due to the coronavirus, due to everything that's going on here in these times.
So Jake,
to answer your questions, what's required? Just like you mentioned, last 3 years tax returns. Can you still see this other screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
You know, you've got tax transcripts, monthly sales forecasted of income and expenses during the period of the disaster. So that's something you don't have right now. You got to kind of put that together. List of collateral, various financials, economic injury supporting information. And even if you provide a response to all of these questions, and even if you really do deserve the loan, if it's not entered in correctly, if you're missing documents, it's already a 3-week process before they respond. If everything's in good order, 5 days later, you get the funds. But this could be month after month after month of delayed effort if it's not submitted correctly. We have a list of questionnaires to help make sure that we get all the correct information entered in there. We've basically built a nice little system, Alberto, just to make it as easy as possible for a tax preparer, for the client. And so that when it's submitted, they have a greater likelihood of, you know, if the reviewer is checking off boxes, if it's all in good order, if it's a pretty application, so to speak, they probably won't even dive too deep into the details. They're being pushed to just move things along because of all the individuals who need this funding to weather the storm. You've got the government shutting down businesses and providing support and relief for those who qualify. And there's a lot of people who qualify who won't receive the funding just because of not dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
That's a lot
so
of
they need help.
Work.
They need help from everyone in the Latino Tax Pro community, and they need this type of assistance to move forward and weather the storm.
So Jake, you're saying you have a system that would make something that would take days, a few hours now, and it'll make our members look good with their clients because they could help them fill out these SBA loans with your system. So it's a win-win-win situation.
It really is. And I can share my tools and resources. Obviously, I'm in this for a profit as well. We can help them and their client. And I'm willing to share the revenue if we take it on with my team and we do all the legwork, but they are, of course, and always will be the face in front of the client and the client's representative, right?
Yeah.
So that's one aspect of it. Or we could sell our tools and resources so that they can duplicate the process and do it all themselves.
And perfect. And we could talk more about this tomorrow. So everybody watching, we're going to come again tomorrow, same time, wherever you're watching this at. And you'll have more details, Jake. Maybe we'll have some sort of form, or you could just say that you want more information and we'll send you that over. But yeah, how you were saying, Jake, right now, you tax pros watching, you have a lot of clients that are depending on you for these resources. They're looking at you as their financial advisor, sort of. So the more tools,
the most trusted advisor, definitely.
There you go, the most trusted advisor. What do you think they should tell their clients right now, Jake? If somebody's client comes in, they own a restaurant or something, and they're freaking out, what would you tell them?
Do not postpone decisions. The worst decision is indecision. If you try to wait this out, they say, hey, 2 weeks. They say, hey, a month. But at the end of 2 weeks, at the end of the month, it might be delayed farther. So they need to be making decisions now on how they are going to continue to work. If they are laying people off, if they are closing doors, they're going to save money even if they make those horrible, terrible, rash decisions now. They're going to save money. But even better if we could help businesses stay in business.
Yes.
And sometimes that means incurring a little bit of working capital debt. And ideally, we can help them be more efficient too. So this is truly an opportunity for you, and I speak to the whole community, to go out there and help these businesses be more efficient, to go through all their books, to help cut away the fat, and to help them weather the storm. be their trusted person and earn that trust. We can do it. There's a lot of resources out there in the community. What I'm offering is just one of the cutting edge, nuances that can really help with the immediate future. But the Latino Tax Pro community does a lot of great things to help its members, and will continue to do so. I'm confident of that.
Yeah, perfect, Jake. And for everybody watching, yeah, right now, help your clients out. All these links we're sending over, all these applications, all these different softwares, we're giving these to you to help your clients out. We were talking about Zoom before this, Jake, and I think Zoom's giving their free trial to a lot of different businesses. Shopify to sell things online extended their free trial. But yeah, right now is the time to help your clients out through these tough times. Um, Jake, you want to say anything before we part ways?
Yeah, no, I just comment again on the whole
Mhm.
Zoom thing. I mean, whether you're a realtor and you can't show a house in person, go
Yeah,
take some videos, send out a video message,
do it from your
do a
phone. Go
couple of
live on your
Facebook.
phone and walk around the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. And Zoom, honestly, I've used a ton of different softwares to speak remotely to groups as well as my clients. Zoom has been perfect. It's been wonderful. Tomorrow, we're going to
Mhm.
be here again, Alberto. We're going to
Yes.
go more specifically into some of the business resources. But I guess the last message for the day is basically this. A lot of people are viewing this as an opportunity to have a staycation, a stay-at-home vacation.
Yes.
And I would urge you not to do that. The difference between those people who are going to make a lot of money in the next month or so, and don't think of me poorly for saying this. I'm thinking about your welfare. You can either incur the ongoing expenses of doing nothing, or you can help people and make a difference.
Hmm.
And you're going to have to do things differently. You are going to have to adjust, because the whole climate of how we interact with our clients is changing. And if you do not adjust, you're going to be left behind, because other people already are.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, you don't want to be left behind. Perfect, Jake. Thanks for your time. Thanks for all the tips that you told everybody. Thanks for the link so people could check if they do have the coronavirus. Share that link with your clients, everybody. And stay tuned for tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Jake will go more into details on how to fill out that application and how to help your clients even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Bye.